This is a great question from S. Oasis. He says, how do you get entrepreneurs, people with an idea, to own their product and not dump it off to their product and or development team? So in other words, how do you get somebody who's a founder of a company who has a great idea to not just dump it off to the product team and to the developers and then give them no guidance? Well, twofold. There's two different ways to deal with this. One, if you're really the founder of a company and you're just dumping it and you're not using the product, it's probably not going to succeed. It's very rare that that has happened. In almost all cases I know of, the founders are obsessed with using their own products, whether it's Elon driving a Tesla, Uber, Travis taking Ubers, Travis driving for Uber, or Brian at Airbnb staying in Airbnbs, or Stuart from Slack using Slack, or David Sachs from Yammer using Yammer. All these great entrepreneurs and founders, Melody from Style, CW Investor, they use their product. So because they're using it, they're product-driven founders. Product-driven founders, like Steve Jobs, just go much further. And if you look when Steve Jobs passed away, tragically, and Tim Cook took over, what's the big complaint people have about Apple? Well, it didn't feel like Tim was as obsessed with product. And there was a little bit of a disjoint between the leadership of Apple and the products they were putting out. They put out, I think, 5 or 6 products that were largely panned and underwhelming. The MacBook Pro, the laptop you remember, they came out with that with the stupid touch bar on it, and all of their super fans panned it. They came out with the Mac Pro for desktop, the cylinder, and the fans absolutely panned it. They came out with the watch. Everybody bought one who was a super fan. Nobody wears them anymore. They panned it. They just keep coming out with stuff. Apple Music that's actually relatively good, but still people were not blown away by it and didn't have any impact on Spotify. So now you start looking at all of these things piling up. And the iPhone 7, although I've learned to love it, was not super overwhelming. It was just like, meh, it's okay. The new MacBook, the small one, the rose gold one, people weren't crazy about that. So you start to say, wait a second. Steve Jobs is gone, and the products coming out are completely underwhelming. People got very worried about that. And I think that's an example of a non-product-driven founder, the person who was really good at managing the operations of Apple, being in charge. That being said, a company can get through those problems, and it seems like Tim Cook is now embracing product more. I see him testing their new glucose monitor. There was just a story today I read that he was actually wearing it and testing his glucose as if he had diabetes, which I don't believe he has. The AirPods, another exceptional product that I think is the best product they made since the iPad. So they might be coming back, and the person in the top position might be saying, you know what? I hear the criticism, and we're going to make it better. And you're actually seeing Apple, the mighty Apple, start to do little mini press junkets where they had everybody come together and told them, hey, the Mac Pro, the tower and the little cylinder they replaced it with, they said, hey, we made a mistake. We're going to fix it. We're going to get a better one out there. We hear you, because there was just such a riot going on. And so if you were the developer in this situation or the product manager, I think the other option is to be empowered, which is to say, stand up to your boss and say, I talked to the customers, I looked at the data, I use the product every day. Here are the things that suck about our product. Here is the evidence that these features that you came up with are not working. Here's the evidence that these 2 features that you came up with and these 2 that we propose are going to work, and here's the data. And you can just basically override the founder with your own personal experience. This is virtuous. So if somebody in my organization said, hey, Jason, I watched your Ask Jason Q&A, and I thought that 3 of your answers were weak for these reasons. And I looked at Quora and I looked on YouTube for other people's answers, and I found 2 blog posts. And if you had just read these blog posts by Fred Wilson and, this Quora answer by whoever, and, if you had just looked at this, you would have given a much better answer. I'd say, oh my God, thank you. Next time we have a Ask Jason, will you look at the questions ahead of time and let's have a discussion about my answers and make them better? Any reasonable, strong founder, they're going to love to get strong opinions from their people back. In fact, when you're the CEO and the founder, one of the things you love is when you have passionate, strong employees telling you, we need to do something different. We need to focus on this. This is the future. Because it gives you the reality check. You don't have to, and you always have the option to not do it. Hey everybody, let me tell you about a product I've been using for over 10 years. It's WordPress.com. Small business owners, WordPress.com is saluting you. They know you're out there making a big difference, creating jobs, and creating great products and services. WordPress is the perfect solution to build your website and keep it up to date. They are powering more websites with WordPress than any other platform. They've been at this for a long time. I've known Matt Mullenweg forever. He's been on this podcast, I think, 3 times. He's a fantastic founder. And that's why I use WordPress on calacanis.com and this very site, thisweekinstartups.com. They provide great design features and 24-hour support 7 days a week. You can pick from 350 easy-to-use themes. Just pick a domain, select a plan, and start building. It's mobile-friendly, super easy to use. Go to wordpress.com/twist, wordpress.com/twist, and you will be able to create your small business website today, and you'll get 15% off any new plan purchase. That's right, 15% off wordpress.com/twist. It's a great product and a great founder and a great team over there. So go ahead and visit wordpress.com/twist. Okay, let's get back to this amazing episode.